right, today I'm going to spin my herb wheel. I don't even remember where I got this. I think it was a yard sale. You can find the coolest herb books and herb literature, whatever you want to call it, paraphernalia, eclectic herbal things at like flea markets, yard sales. So I'm going to just spin this and I'm going to stop, and that's going to be the herb that I'm going to talk about, or the herbs I'm going to talk about today. So here we go. So I landed on infection. And these are the herbs for infection: bayberry, capsicum, cayenne, comfrey, which was my herb from yesterday, echinacea, golden seal, myrrh, poke root, garlic, and plantain. So I'm going to talk about a couple of them. Cayenne. Cayenne is a speed healer. It brings heat. It brings blood flow to an area. So I often make cayenne ointment along with another ointment. Let's say comfrey. So I talked about comfrey yesterday. I don't really combine my cayenne ointment in my other ointments, because let's say I have comfrey ointment and I want to use this on a delicate part of my body, which would be like the inner thigh or even your neck, something that's sensitive. So the comfrey would be applied first, and then the cayenne ointment would be applied second. That would bring heat and then help that part of your body heal. So these are things I teach in my herb course, how to make ointments. Let's go to another herb. Poke root. Poke root is an herb. The pokeberry, inkberry plant. I have a number of videos on pokeberry, poke root on my YouTube channel. It is a master, I don't know, I'd call it like a master herb, because it's highly medicinal. There are warnings about the use of it. It should be used by someone who is a master, someone who has a lot of experience. So you can work with it if you have that guidance from another herbalist who has a lot of experience, but not an herb that I would start out with. But topically, mashed poke root, and when you have an herb and you mash it up and apply it to the skin, that is called a poultice, something else I teach in my course, that will draw out infection. All right, another herb, garlic. Garlic is nature's antibiotic. And I think the thing about learning the skills of being an herbalist is how much to use of an herb. That is like really the master skill. So you don't learn exactly all of that in my first level course. So I have a home herbalist course, but the beginnings of it, it does take years, I feel, to really learn amounts. So people randomly just like picking things, and I often get this question, like, I have no idea where to start. Like, I have no idea. I have all these books and I'm confused. And I would say, I can see that. I can totally understand. I mean, if you take on any topic or subject that you've never at all tackled and then try to just like grab all these books and master it, you're going to be confused. You need a framework. So I do begin with the teachings of like how to know how much to take. Garlic can be used internally. Obviously, we cook with garlic. And when doing so, I would have high quality, really, really potent garlic. So organic, homegrown, and then chop up all my garlic, mince it, and put it in a jar. Let's say I have a jar this size, and I'm talking of, let me grab a glass jar so you're not confused. So with a glass jar, chop up garlic or mince in a food processor halfway. Cover then with olive oil. So you're infusing the garlic, and I'm pretty sure I have a full video on this also on my YouTube channel, Sheep Hill Herbs. Now we use this, medicine, this garlic medicine, to add in spoonfuls to our food, whether it's salad, soup, bread, eggs, and then it's not cooked. It's this raw form of the garlic in olive oil, which olive oil is highly effective and medicinal too. It is a nutritive food, but for infection. So you have some kind of infection in your body now. There's all grades of infection. Is this a mild one or is this a full-blown infection? I would say mild, 3 teaspoons of garlic oil a day, and that will make you taste and smell pretty garlicky. More than that, like something, I guess I could refer to mastitis, which is an infection in the milk ducts. If I were to apply or to use garlic that way to help with an infection, I would probably say 3 tablespoons. And also body weight comes into play here. So I'm not going to go too much into dosing. That's something I teach in my course, and then what I plan to do more so in my advanced courses. So my basic course, Home Herbalist course, does some beginnings of that. Garlic, herb for infection. This oil that you make with the garlic in it can also be applied topically to the soles of the feet. So Dr. Christopher, he would suggest that you get petroleum jelly, and I don't ever use it, but for this one instance, because it's thicker and it stabilizes the garlic. So putting the garlic oil on your feet and then petroleum jelly, wrapping your feet in saran wrap, and then socks. Now that is extreme. Only do that for an illness that is very difficult, a cold or flu that's been lingering on. Otherwise, I would take the garlic oil. And just rub the oil that has infused with the garlic onto the soles of the feet. Because your feet, well, your skin, all of your skin is like a sponge, but your feet will pull that oil, that garlic properties in, and follow along different acupuncture lines in the nervous system to the rest of your body. So applying medicine to the bottoms of your feet can be really useful. Essential oils are another herbal tool that I would apply to the bottoms of the feet. Let's see, I think I'm gonna do one more. So the other herb here is Echinacea. I'm gonna bring up Echinacea. There's some really good ones, but one more I'm gonna talk about is Echinacea, because Echinacea is a popular herb. So there's golden seal root, probably one of the best for infection. Golden seal root is expensive, very, very expensive, because it was over harvested. Works really well, but there are other herbs, especially if you use them in combination, like Echinacea with garlic, Echinacea maybe with a little bit of golden seal, Echinacea with myrrh is here. So combining herbs that have multiple infection fighting properties together makes it like a super power herbal concoction. So Echinacea grows all over the place. People plant it in their gardens. It's purple cone flower, or the petals can be bright pink. The cone comes up to the top. Let me see if I have it in my herb cards. So this picture is not the greatest picture because the cone can be much bigger and black. This is an okay drawing, but I think you get the idea. And the petals, I feel like, look bigger for Echinacea. And so Echinacea is often made into a tincture. It's a common herbal remedy for sickness, for infection. I make it from the root into an alcohol tincture. but I also use the leaf and flowering parts in some of my herbal teas. So those are all of those different medicinal remedies are things that I teach you in my course, like how to make. But those are great herbs for infection, and that is what I got today on my little circle wheel. I hope you have a great day.